and your business story, and then just some words of wisdom for new reps as they, get started. So yeah, that would be great. So I want to welcome everybody to our Wednesday night Team B call. We are so excited to have one of our famous 100 Club National Marketing Directors, Joy Kelly from California and from Team Shining Star, join us tonight to share her product story and business story and share some of her tidbits for new reps of just, what does it truly take to get to the top and to move fast through the plan. And we just had the pleasure of enjoying Joy and her daughter Jake down in Florida at the advanced training down with Bob Samara through Image, and had a great experience. And so we just got to see each other, and we had a workout last week at Orange Theory, which I think I'm still recovering from, but that's another story. So on that note, just want to say thank you so much, Joy, for joining us. And I'm just going to let you jump in and share from your heart.
Hey, thank you. Thank you actually for having me as a guest. It's really awesome because I admire these two women so much. I haven't met a lot of your other team, but I admire Nicole and Melissa so much for what they've accomplished in a really record time. I mean, these guys are just kicking ass and taking names. It's awesome, and they're super fun, and it was so much fun to be together. So I know there's going to be an opportunity to do that again in May or June. So watch for that and get it on your calendar. I know they're going to have something available for the international people. You'll really want to take advantage of that. But I have no idea if I have lettuce in my teeth. I just got done eating, slamming down a Tower Garden salad. I'm leaving at 4 o'clock in the morning for a mountain boot camp. And and just life is kind of crazy. I'm having a little glass of wine. Cheers, just before I pack. But I got introduced to Juice Plus in 1994, November of 1994, by Dr. Mitra Ray. She always tells the story that I was her first cold call, and I think that that's true. At the time, my sister and I owned a small health club in Seattle. We say it was small because at the time, 10,000 square feet was considered a small club, but I guess that's now considered a big club with all these Orange Theory fitness places and all these other places opening up. But I'd been in the fitness industry since the 70s, back before there was lycra and tights, I always like to say. And I studied biology in school and thought that I would become a doctor or a teacher or something like that. But the fitness industry was going crazy at that time. And it really inspired me. I'd been an athlete in college, three-sport athlete, and just was really mesmerized by this burgeoning field of fitness. And so dove right in, got involved, and I was a runner in college. I ran track and field and cross country, and then also played basketball. So when my sister got the word that we should become aerobics champions to further our career, it was just like, what? That's just crazy. I don't even understand that. I'd be in aerobics class and everybody's going right and I'm going left. And I remember my first aerobics class, I came in my running clothes, with my little track suit on and little headband, and everybody's in spandex and matching leg warmers and all of that. And it was really quite confronting, but we got that. It was a really good way to further our career. And so I did compete with my sister, and we actually became national step aerobics champions in 1992 and 1993. And I kept competing for another few years. And I knew at that time, because I was in my 30s competing against women half my age pretty much, I knew that nutrition, sleep, exercise, hydration, and mental attitude had so much more to do with winning this game than just the exercise component of it. So I was already on that game. And I was open to supplements. I was open to juicing. I was open to all of that. So when Mitra approached me with the product, I thought it made sense. Here's a way for me to get more fruits and vegetables. She always tells the story of how when she came out to my club, I was eating my lunch, which was really, it was one of those Tupperware troughs that you store lettuce in. It was this really long 18-inch bowl, basically, that was full of veggies that I was having for lunch. And so she really thought it was going to be a hard sell. But I got the product right away. I just was like, if I can get more veggies in my life easily, I'm all for it. Back then, we didn't have a children's health study. We didn't have the preferred customer program. I had to pay $179 which in the US was $30 more than it is now for just the Orchard and Garden blend. And, but I got on it, and one of the first things that I noticed was that, should I shut my lights out in back of me, Nicole? Are those too bright?
No, it's good.
Okay. One of the first things that I noticed was that I stopped crawling my first 100 yards out of bed in the morning. So I would usually get up so sore from throwing myself at the floor over and over again, knee pads, hip pads, everything. And I noticed that I wasn't crawling those feet to, however, it wasn't 100 yards, but from my bed to the bathroom, that I wasn't crawling. I was actually getting up and walking. That was the first thing that I noticed. And then the next thing that I noticed was that I had gotten off of my antidepressants, and I didn't even know that I had. And I was taking a really low dose of antidepressants. You would be too if you were a single mom losing your health club and your house and competing with 19-year-olds. You'd probably be on antidepressants too. But being on Juice Plus regularly and getting the nutrition from all the serotonin-inducing foods like spinach, oats, dates, I got off of antidepressants after I'd been using Juice Plus for about 6 months. Still was not interested in this as a business. I was too busy losing my business, my health club. My sister and I had opened because of our fame, because of our notoriety as aerobics champions. Everyone said, oh, you should open your own club. So we left our jobs that we actually got salaries at and went out to create clubs of our own. And, not really realizing like what that took. It's different managing someone's club and then having all of your dollars on the line. So we ran our club for 3 years, and we were still competing. And in 1995, we decided that it was time to close our club. And by that time, my house had been foreclosed on. My sister's house was being foreclosed on. And I had moved into her unfinished basement with my 7-year-old daughter, single mom, to just kind of figure out what was next in life. And it's not a boohoo story, because if any of you have ever gone through any financial reversals, you know that it's the losing part that's the hard part. It's not, once it's all gone, you can kind of go, okay, what do I do now? If you're that kind of a person that picks yourself up by your bootstraps and does that. And that's who I was. So losing it was really scary, and I still didn't. And so I tell you this because you may be recruiting somebody who's on that downward spiral right now, and they may not be ready to listen to your story of salvation until they've lost everything. So just be patient. Mitra was patient with me. She kept checking in with me, but in the meantime, she was building her empire. But every few weeks, she would check in with me with some next thing that she was just using her intuition and knowing that, someday this would probably click for me. And she kept inviting me to events. And we had closed our club. I was living in my sister's basement. I was trying to figure out what was next. And she invited me to go to a boot camp. It was in Bend, Oregon. We lived in Seattle at the time. So about a 6-hour drive, I imagine. And she'd just gotten a new fancy Saab. And I think in truth, I was just looking for a weekend away. Living in my sister's basement with her kids, and it just wasn't super fun, experience to have. So she always laughed because she put on all these events really close to me, so I would go to them. And the event she eventually got me to go to was 6 hours away. So never stop inviting for events, because you don't know what's going to click for people. There's two sides of the coin: what's changed for them and what's changed in the way that we do business. So we're constantly changing our business. We're constantly adding new programs and new products. You don't know what's going to appeal to the person that you have an intuition that this person is going to be on my dream team. So Mitra got me to this boot camp. I met the president of the company, who I was really impressed by, but I also met some people who were just really great, people that were making lots of money and people who were just making a couple thousand a month. And I was not making a couple thousand a month at that time. And I just thought, oh my gosh, if these guys could do that, just imagine what I could do. And I do have to tell you that part of me was pissed. I was kind of mad that I was in the fitness and nutrition industry, and here these people that had like backgrounds in selling, Chris and Nikki Cotton, they have a background in selling windows and glass, and Pint Punitsky, who had a background in owning nightclubs, and they were making really, really good money, basically doing my job. And so the whole way home from Bend, I was just writing down names. And that's another tip that I just really want to give you, is that you want to have a memory jogger that is long and extensive and that you continue to add to. By the age of 21, most of us have been in contact with at least 2,000 people, and you might not remember them right now. You can get on Facebook and start looking at who you're friends with, but also look at who they're friends with, because those are probably people that you played high school sports with or went to grade school with. I just had a rep that had somebody that she was in 6th grade with, who's been following her on Facebook, and reached out to her today and said, hey, you might be somebody that could help me with my fitness goals. You think? So I wrote like crazy, and I got home, and back then we didn't have cell phones, we didn't have internet. I had a thermal paper fax machine. That was my best piece of office equipment. I was so excited to get it. I think it was $50, and I could make copies of things on thermal paper nonetheless, but copies. And I would figure out, because I was just so excited. I would wake up at like 5 o'clock in the morning. And of course you can't call your friends in that time zone. So who did I know in a time zone that I could call? And back then our biggest expense was our phone bill. And I probably had a $600 a month phone bill. And that was my biggest expense. Now, phones are nothing, but I had an incredible work ethic, not because I was like going, okay, I'm going to do so many reach outs a day. At one point I did get to that, and I'll tell you that story in just a minute, but I was just crazed about this. I was like, oh my gosh, everybody needs to know about this. I've been guarded about telling people about it because I'm a chicken. And I just really reached out. I also planned events with Mitra, my sponsor. Now you might think, oh yeah, Mitra was your sponsor. Mitra was not Mitra back then. She was just learning this too. And so it doesn't matter who your sponsor is. The point is it's the volume of activity that you're doing, the amount of events. So in one weekend, I think we did 4 or 5 events. And I not only fast-tracked, but I fast-tracked all the way to sales coordinator. I had 5 people join my team in that weekend, and that was really fast. Now back then, we didn't have all the steps in between sales coordinator and NMD, and it took me another 2 years to make it to national marketing director. I think now with the social media stuff that we have, people are doing it a lot faster. My daughter joined me in my business a couple of years ago, and she did the same thing in 10 months, and it took me 2.5 years to do. So people are going faster. But it's okay to go slow too. It took I always tell people that when you make national marketing director, not only do you get the benefits package, but if you don't have a spouse or you don't like the one you have, they give you one. And so I wasn't married, and I got my husband, who's Canadian, and he's from Manitoba. And he is a national marketing director as well, but it took him 10 years to get there. And he's now almost 100 Club. He'll be 100 Club by Anaheim. So, it doesn't matter how long it takes you. The biggest thing is, are you enjoying the ride? That's the most important part. But right now I would have to say, I have to pinch myself. I made national marketing director, and that was really, for me, good. I wanted to be a stay-home mom, but a, really hands-on stay-home mom. And I got to do that. My daughter played 2 Division I sports in college. I got to go to all of her games everywhere. I traveled everywhere with her. And that was awesome. And it wasn't until she really finished school that I took on the quest to become 100 Club. I was a 39 Club, but I took on the quest to become 100 Club, especially after the reversals of 2009 when everybody lost everything. We were in that boat. And it was really great for me to say, I can just roll up my sleeves and go to work, and I can recover everything that we lost. And I was able to do that. And it meant a lot to me to be able to take the worry out of my husband's eyes. Because I could do that almost makes me cry. But now I keep working because it's just too much fun. And I get to work with people like Nicole and Melissa, and my daughter's on my team, and all of her young teammates. And I feel like I'm this role model to young women, and I want to break that 7-figure mark in this business. I'm about halfway there right now, and I'd like to break 7 figures just to show women that that's possible. And I don't know, we do a lot of traveling. In fact, our family just planned our 3 trips together, just our family for the year. We're going to Cancun in March, and Italy in August, and Boulder for Christmas. And we were able to plan those as a family and take all of our family and their girlfriends and husbands and wives and all of that because of this business. But then we also get to travel on our own. But in between, I'm working on this business, and I kind of stuff this into all the corners, all the little places of my life, like in between appointments and in between waiting for this and waiting for that. I love when I have an extended period of time that all I have to do is just sit down and hammer out calls, hammer out texts, hammer out Facebook messages. I love that. I love getting out 50 to 100 messages in a day. But more often than not, my day is kind of peppered with activity. And I shoot for a minimum every single day of 10 reach outs. And my goal really is 30 to 100. And I still do that even now. And like I said, I do it because it's fun and because I know it makes a difference for people. And I love having a goal that I'm stretching and striving for. So that's my story. It's still evolving, still growing. I'm really grateful for everything that this company has provided for me. Oh, I was going to tell you really quick. When I was going for NMD, Doug Barlow and I kind of partnered up, and you guys all know Doug. And we were just playing a game together of getting 150 dials done every day. And we would check in with each other all day long just to see where we were. And, we'd kind of make the joke, like, I would have made 150, but some asshole picked up the phone. But the idea was just how many people can we reach? And that still is the question. I do things a little bit differently now. I really cultivate relationships. I use my intuition a lot more about, who should I be following up with? But I do know that success loves speed. And when you do this fast, it's a lot easier. It's like ripping the Band-Aid off your kid's cut. It's a lot easier when you go fast. So, I hope that I've given you some tidbits in my little story there. That was my intention. And I don't know if you guys have time for questions, but I'll take it. I think we've got 1 minute left, and I will take any questions if you guys are open to that, or is this a recorded thing?
It is recorded, but we can go. Has anybody got a pressing question for Joy before she goes and packs up for her big trip tomorrow? Nope.
Everyone answered them all.
I guess you did. Well, thank you so much, Joy, for sharing your heart, your story, and thank you for continuing to be an amazing role model for us women and striving to own our life. Really appreciate it.
Awesome. Really great to be with you. Have a great night, everybody.
Okay, thanks. Now, team, we're going to stay on for another 10 minutes, so stay on. What we're going to do is Melissa and I, Melissa, maybe you can unmute yourself. We are going to come full circle from a meeting we had about 3 weeks ago with our leadership to talk about helping people fast track to sales coordinator. And we have been working with some sidelines and getting some ideas about the type of support some of our sidelines are doing to make sure that they are, I'm going to say, duplicating and helping people move through the marketing plan faster. So today, Melissa and I were working quite a bit on a new Facebook group for people that want to fast track to sales coordinator. We call it like the Surge to Fast Track Sales Coordinator. Melissa, I don't know if you can pull up the screen for what it looks like. And we can maybe go through some basic rules. Really, the intention is for those people that are really, really, really serious about getting to sales coordinator as fast as they can. We put together kind of an advanced 7-step process and almost like it is a daily method of operation, really clearly laid out and some really great steps, and then some guidelines and a tracker form. Because we've been getting feedback that, you get people that join and some people that just want to go slow, and then you get some people that really, really want to go fast and are committed and really want to go after that $2,200 in bonus. And what we have realized is that, we want to give the people that are going fast extra training, and it might be overwhelming if we do it just on the main page. So we thought we would take it offline, and for those of you that do have reps that are totally committed to going to that distance, they will be allowed on the page. We don't want tire kickers on the page. We don't want people saying, because one of the criteria is a minimum of 5 reach outs a day, minimum. So if you got a new person and they say, no, I can only commit to 2, then they don't belong on the page, because we really want to be supporting people that are really serious about the business. And we're getting this great ideas from some top sidelines of just, not that we love on everybody, but we really want to be loving on those people and giving them that extra support and accountability. So I can't see the screen. I'm on my phone, Melissa, but were you able to pull up the screen?
Yep. Which screen do you want me to pull up first?
Well, maybe just visually show them what our Facebook page looks like.
Okay. Oops.
And I think what we will do is we will add the leader. So if you're a senior sales coordinator or higher, and so Nikki Webb is an admin, and Jen Brennan is a min, and Melissa is an admin. So we got 4 of us right now that are administrators for the page. But we will probably put all of the senior sales coordinators, I imagine, or higher as admins, because this is going to be a page run by all the leaders on Team B, and everyone is going to contribute significantly to this page, because what we're going to do is everyone is going to contribute with more, I'm going to say, live video trainings, so that all of these new sales coordinators can be literally listening to our leaders on tips and what they're doing and how they're helping their new sales coordinators, so that they can get different ideas and different perspectives. So we're really excited about it.
Okay, just close these. Can you guys see this now?
I can see it. Yep.
Okay, great. So here it is, Busy Bees to SC. So as we said, the surge to sales coordinator, and just a welcome notice here. And there's going to be a lot more that goes with this paragraph. I think I'm going to put it as a file document, because there's a lot of pictures that are embedded in it, and I can't, so unless I make the whole thing a picture, I can't put it there. So you'll have to go on here and then go to files and read the rest of it, all the rules, if you will. And I can show you guys that in a minute. But that's what's on here so far, along with your weekly DMO. And it's explained here, so exactly what you need to do. And then where you can actually fill out your planner for every single week. And that is it on there so far. So I'll show you what some of those look like. Go back here now. Okay, this is the one that's explained. Okay, so this is the activity that you have to commit to. As Nicole said, it's totally up to you guys. You guys can go as fast or as slow as you want through this business. We love you no matter what, no judgment. But for those that want to go fast, this is the group for you, because you're going to get lots of support and lots of follow-up and know exactly what you need to do. So every day, here we are, 5 new people you need to reach out to, 2 follow-ups, 2 customers, 2 team members. Now, this part here, these last 3 things that I just said, if you are brand spanking new, you're not going to have anybody follow up with that very first day, right? It may take a few days. Same with customers and team members. It will come. So in the meantime, this number up here, the 5 new people, you're going to be reaching out to way more people to fill your time. And then events. You need to do 2 events per day. And remember, anything is an event. It could be a coffee date. It could be getting a guest on a Zoom call, whatnot. So 2 per day. If you have 3-way calls, you're going to put them in here. You need to check social media every single day. You need to check your Voxer and start a Voxer group with your team. And your Shred 10 group, you got to check in there, post inspiration, recipes, you guys know, all that sort of thing. And then personal development, 15 minutes per day or more needs to be dedicated to that, because I know I speak for Nicole, 100% believe that the people that spend the time working on themselves, on personal development, are the ones that are going to be the most successful this year in their business. I have seen it over and over and over again. And so now it is part of our DMO. And then it also talks about printing out these certain reports, where you find them right here. Okay, we'll get rid of that one now. See what else I can share with you. Where's that huge, crazy long document? Where is it? Oh, wait a minute. I know where it is, I think. No, wait a second. I have so many documents open here. Doing 10 different things. Okay, I will just... I think this is already open.
Does anybody have any questions so far on what we're trying to accomplish? Is it clear?
I just had a quick question. Maybe I missed this. It's Sarah. So are we going to be given like a criteria to go through with people to qualify them to be added to this list? Like, is there, I feel like when I have a written engagement, like with Melissa, we've done like my next follow-up meeting and stuff. And so I'm committed to doing my action plan that I've discussed with her. So are we getting some sort of, do something to screen people in and out?
Yeah.
Well, that's up to your discretion, Sarah. You're going to have a conversation with that person and find out what their goals are, right? And if they're excited, they want to go fast, and you say, okay, great. Let me see if this interests you. We have this group called Surge to SC. Here's the requirements in order to be part of this group. And you go through it with them and say, are you willing to commit to this? If yes, awesome. If not, awesome. Great. We will set it up based on your schedule.
So just use that Excel spreadsheet you showed us?
Yep. So you can go through and say, this is what it is. There's a shorter one as well. That one just explained where I laid it all out. The other one is what they'll use. So you'll know what it is, so you can just go through that with them.
Perfect.
What else was I going to say? Yeah. And then, and explain to them, you know what, if at any point in time you change your mind or whatever, that's okay. You can leave the group. And it's not a negative thing. It's just, we want this group to be so full of energy so that when people are calling in, they're like, when we, get together and there's chatting, it's, oh my gosh, I actually reached out to 10 people today. And oh my gosh, I got a new customer and this happens and all this, as opposed to someone saying, well, I got really busy today and, I didn't really get to my 5. We don't want any of that in this group. It happens and I get it and it's life, but not in this group. That's all. Make sense? All right. I wanted to show you guys this. I think it's almost ready.
Melissa, there was a question that came across my screen, but it disappeared. I think it was from Rose, something about VF. Can you read it?
Okay. Thanks, Joy. Thanks, Joy. Can include those. Okay, from Melissa Seguin. Can include those who have missed fast track bonus, but still serious. Of course, yeah. If they are willing to play the game, like follow all the things, for sure. So VFs will create and run their own Shred 10 group? Yes. Yeah, absolutely. As soon as a new rep comes on, this is what should be happening. So you guys have all been distributors for a while, so you should already have your own Shred 10 groups. So let's say I sign up Nancy. So Nancy is my new rep. I add her into my Shred 10 group so she can see what I'm doing. And at the same time, even from day one, she sets up her own Shred 10 group, and she can literally copy all the files that I have, put them in hers, and she can copy word for word every single post I do. Or maybe she also knows Nicole, so she goes on to Nicole's because she wants more. She wants to join Sarah's as well. She says nothing really on my group unless she's just adding a bit of value or something like that. She's just there really to learn and gather information to put into her group. And then we just duplicate it until the point where you get comfortable. I mean, when I did my first Shred 10, I almost copied all of Nicole's posts. I conveniently started a few days later. So I would go back, see what did Nicole say or do. Oh, she did a video. I'd listen, I'd get the gist of it, and then I'd do my own video. If there was a post on lactose or whatever, then easy enough. I just copy it and tweak the words a little bit. So absolutely get them independent. Our goal is to make you guys, and then for you guys to make your guys as independent as fast as possible. You will have strong roots, just like a family, right? Strong roots, but we want you growing and going off on your own and feeling good and confident that you can do this all by yourself as fast as possible. But always come back, right? Because we still all do stuff together, but does that make sense?
One of the questions I just saw was How do I get added? So you want to follow up with your upline leader. So go as far as somebody, at least a senior sales coordinator. So I think the example was Kristen said, can I get Susan Baker to add me to the group? Yes, Susan Baker is a senior sales coordinator. She will be on as an admin, and yes, she can add you to the group. Great question. I can't read the other ones that have come through, Melissa.
Okay, hold on. I'm a newbie, but want to do that. Yeah, okay, that was Kristen. Okay, Brandy, I have a question on the Shred 10 group. Are we to do an event or group for the 10 days, then hold the group for anyone who on the product? I'm not sure what you mean, Brandy. Why don't you unmute yourself and ask? Are you still here, Brandy? Yeah, there you are.
I think what she means is when Mitra was talking, she was saying have an event for the 10-day shred, not a shred page. So hold an event for 10 days, and that's your shred 10, and then have a group separate for customer care. Is that what you mean, Brandy?
Oh, she says she can't unmute herself. I have a question.
Yes, that's what she meant.
Say that again, Sarah. I was reading one.
On this weekend, Mitra said, don't have a Shred 10 page because then it's giving away all of our stuff. Only have a Shred 10 event. So it's a 10-day event, but everyone should still have a customer page. So your customers are always going to be on your customer follow-up page, basically almost the same content as Shred 10, but then you're going to have specific people are only invited or only participating in the 10-day event, which is Shred 10. And that's where we put the guide and we put the recipe book. That's
what was the reasoning for doing it as an event instead of a group? What did she say? I can't remember what Mitra said about that.
Just because she said it'd be better to have it as an event because people who are not, say they're not taking the complete, but they have the capsules, then we're giving them away the recipe and all this kind of stuff for free without having them commit to the program. Right? So we can still have people in Juice Plus and taking the shakes and this and that, but to make these people who are committing to the program, because it's more expensive, to have it as an event.
And also, if I can just say something, the event is so that it actually ends. And that when you start your new group, it starts with new people who want to be in the Shred 10. It can bring people from your last Shred 10 event, but each event will end and disappear, right? Which is what you want. Otherwise, if you're constantly starting new groups, you can't really close a group. You can archive it, but you can't really close it. So that was her logic behind that.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, you just have to play an experiment. That's something I think the idea came from Jake Kelly. That's the way that Jake Kelly is running it. But there's also other leaders that are just running their groups as almost like a community. So that's how I'm running mine. I'm running mine as almost like it's my community, and that's where I'm putting all of my customers. But I do call it Healthy Revolution Shred 10. And so whenever I do my own 10-day shred, I will post within it, and you're going to get some people from that group. Okay, yeah, I'm finally going to join because they're inspired. So you just have to do what I think. Play with it, what resonates. I don't think there's a right way or a wrong way. You have to remember when people are in front of the room, they're just sharing different ideas that they've heard or they've tried. And so I think it's all good. It's whatever you can stick with and be consistent with, right? And then you just try it on and see if it fits.
Sounds good. All right, I'll show you that, guys, that other document now. All right, it's almost done. First sneak peek here. So Surge to SC. I'm not going to read through it all right now because it'll be posted so you can see it all. This is what I said. I showed that first paragraph, remember, on the Facebook page. And I said there's photos embedded and stuff. So this will go as a file. So this is what people have to do before they even start. We're starting February 1st. They've got to get themselves the GoPro and get started reading it. What is their brand? You know, who are they? What's their authentic them? Because what we found in the past is we've tried to copy things that are going on for example, when in the UK they went crazy meeting at pubs, we tried to do that over here in Canada, and it didn't go at all because that's not who we are. We don't go and hang out at pubs after work. So you got to find out what's your brand, what's your hashtag. So I've written some stuff here to give some ideas, right? And some hashtags so you can start using those, and you help your new rep with stuff like this, right? And then some questions here to help them think about themselves, right? What do people say about me? What do I get complimented on? And what do I feel good about? What am I good at? And what do I do different than everyone else? Those sort of things. Make sense? Just going through this quickly because it's of time. And then we want them to do a story collage. I'm just finishing mine. Nicole got hers done for me today so I could pop in here. And this, I love this because what I want us to do is we're going to have a library for Team B. So we want everyone to do this story collage of themselves. It's just on PicMonkey or use whatever you like, doesn't matter. And you can see the instructions here, a few sentences about the positive things this business has done for you, or if you're new, why you joined it and what you're hoping this is going to do. And then, I don't know if Nicole's told you yet, but we want you to find a place on our website where all of these stories can live, because then once a week, we want to be able to go through this library, grab a story that resonates with us, put it on our own Facebook page, and just make a comment. I'm so happy for my friend. If this resonates with you, I'd love to share more, or something like whatever. We'll figure out the wording later, but that kind of idea. So we can use these to post. Because we have so many testimonial ones already, right, from the T30, T120 that works. I thought it would be great to go this way. Then a vision board. So it can be, as I said, it can be on a Bristol board. It can just be on 8x10, or even on your phone, whatever works for you. But I want people to have this vision board going into this SC game. What do they see themselves, their life like? What's going to happen afterwards, right? Where do they want to see themselves? So those 4 things need to be done before they even start. GoPro, what's your brand, little story collage, and their current vision board. And I think this is really going to do wonders for people. Just the belief in themselves. What are they bringing to the table? What an awesome person they are. What makes them unique? Makes sense? And get them dreaming a little bit. Then they are ready to surge. So the daily method of operation, I gave you guys a sneak preview on the other page. So the documents are in the files on the Facebook group there. So organizing your DMO, I'll open that up too, actually, so you can see that. The weekly plan, it's explained, what you need to do, and then a place where you can actually write down. What else is in here? Just some more about thinking about your DMO and how you fit it into your life. You want it to fit into your life, right? Not working your life around it. That's why we do this, right? So we can have more time freedom. I give an example here just of my DMO when I was gunning for Q and NMD, what it looked like, just to give people an idea that the day is full, but it's not just Juice Plus. There's lots of other things in there. And so people can really sit down and think about, okay, when am I going to fit this business in? Because I know in the past, people have felt so overwhelmed, like Juice Plus has taken over my life. So what you have to do is chunk your day down so that you do your Juice Plus, but you still feed your kids, right? And there's an excellent video here on time management with Emma Snedden. You guys can watch that. Now on to the personal development that I have been harping on with all of my guys anyways. You can shake your head. Yeah, Melissa. Here I go again. Meditation. An excellent meditation here. This one is only 10 minutes, especially for new people that don't know what to do with this, and it's guided. So all you have to do is turn it on and listen and see what you think. At least it's a starting point. If you don't like her voice, if you don't like it, that's okay. Just Google guided meditation on happiness, on abundance, whatever. But I loved this. This totally resonated with me. The words in there, it talked a little bit of having to overcome our fear. I thought, oh my gosh, this is for our team, we need this. So that, and then affirmations. equally as important as meditations, and they need to be done daily, ideally beginning and end, and then throughout the day if you can. Again, another great meditation. It uses the affirmation, and I personally use this one every single day. Once Sandy told me about it, I am open to abundance in all its forms. And I start my day with that religiously. And then pretty much at the end of most days, but for sure before I even get out of bed, that's the last thing I say before my feet hit the floor. And then there's actually a video on that and talking about the form of it. So have them watch that. Here's some suggestions for other affirmations. It always has to say what you want. And I really love this in the process of, because I know for me, if I'm not 100 club already, for example, an affirmation saying I am 100 club does not feel authentic to me. It doesn't feel real. So I could say I am in the process of becoming that. And then that is very true. I am in the process of, right? So I love those wordings. So those are just a few. Obviously, SC is the goal because of this club. Maybe how many clubs do they want to add to that? What's their monthly income going to be? And then it's always or higher in the process of starting. How many frontline are they going to bring on, et cetera, et cetera. Just make sure it's always positive. And then some other things you can add on. And I have all this on my phone, by the way, so I can just read it wherever I am as often as I am. So I wish to feel more, I had on mine, confident when talking to current other business owners about my business. So that's something that I liked. So whatever your team needs to put in there. And then I will commit X number of hours, especially if you're gunning for big goals, you need to commit to being and I added this word, in focused action every day, not just scrolling on Facebook, right? Focused action. And then close it however you're guided. It could be amen, but I loved this, and it's come to me from 2 different people, so I feel it's right for me. It's just, and so it is. So you guys can end it however you feel cool. Is that cool? You guys like that? No? You're all muted. You can't talk to me.
I think it's awesome. I love it. It's going to be great. It's going to be a really good tool.
Okay.
Yep.
I will get that loaded. Well, I just sent it for proof to you and Jen. So just get back to me on that. As soon as there's no typos or whatever, I'll load it. And then we'll get all the leaders added to that group so you guys can read through it.
Yeah.
Download it, whatever. Okay, and there's one more thing I needed to show you. Where is it? Just a minute. Here it is. Okay. I've got to find you guys again. Okay, sorry.
We're on your computer screen.
Hello there. I'm just trying to find you. You're many layers back. Okay, I got to share my screen again. Here it is. Okay, can you guys see this? Tips for organization? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so the calendar, it just talks about that, blocking off your business and protect this time. Schedule meetings, calls, other activities in your calendar. Your calendar is working for you if you can easily review and schedule daily and weekly activities. If you can't find enough time to accomplish business activities to achieve your why, then try to reduce the number of other things you are doing, such as hobbies, volunteering, commitments, etc. You may need to defer commitments or activities in order to achieve your why. It's just being strong and just saying, what's important to you, no judgment. And then these are the suggested reoccurring calendar events that need to go into people's DMO every single week. So blocking off time to actually put the DMO together. Highly recommended on Sunday. So right here, print it out, fill it in. Mondays, the person needs to be promoting calls if they have a team with their team, and make sure that they are on the call with a guest. So we've got Monday, Zoom Shred 10, Mitra, and then our team call tonight. What else? On Mondays, the PC genealogy report. If people don't know what this is, they need to chat with their upline and talk about that so they can do better customer care. First weekday after close of business, because if our qualifiers day happens to be on Tuesday, Wednesday's the next business day, so you want to get organized right away for the next month. Initially, we had said Monday, but we don't want to wait possibly a whole week to get going again. You lose a week in the month, right? So just explaining that to you guys. Here we are. Oh, and then always to look back at the past month, right? What can you do better? Tweak. 10th of the month, are you qualifying? So really getting people to think about this as opposed to, 2 days before the end of the month, which I've been guilty of. Oh my gosh, what's going on? And then again on the 20th of the month, looking at that PVC report, sharing with your team. Same thing on the 25th. Then on the 30th, almost the last push to close any business to get qualified. And then the very last day, make sure you're printing your PVC report, checking promotions, checking that people are qualified that are supposed to be. And then at the close of business qualifiers day, if we have it, print that final report and evaluate in order to plan for the next month. Cool? So then the to-do list. So you want to put this, like all your to-dos, you've got to put that in order of high, medium, and low. So you want to take each day to accomplish tasks on your list, and always do check building. Oh, check. It's just spelled wrong. Ha. Became American for a moment there. Whoops. Oh. Okay. Eliminate, and this is so important, and I'm so guilty of this messy desk, although it looks pretty good right now, I must admit. I can see the desk. So with your papers that start piling up, do something with it. Transfer the information, act on it, file it, put it on to-do list, trash it. Clear desk, you'll be way more productive. And then your address book. As you meet people, you need to figure out a way to keep track of them. I just use a book like this. Oh, I don't know. Can you guys see me if I'm doing this down here? Yeah? No? Sarah, can you see this? Give me a thumbs up. No? Yeah? Okay. So a book, and it already has sections in it. So I just have the front section just out in life I meet people, and then I have a section for Facebook and so on. So I can better keep track of those people, and then the date when I met them. So when I'm going back on messages, I can go back to my book and see, easier to find them. But whatever works for you guys, you can use a recipe box, you can use electronic, online stuff, whatever works for you guys. Okay? So there's also that as well. So that's just for getting organized for your DMO. I will stop sharing. Any questions? Anybody? So I'll get all that uploaded tomorrow. You guys will all get added. If for some reason you get missed being added, we apologize. Please don't take it personally. Just flip one of us a message and we'll add you right away. And then you can see all the documents and then have a conversation with all of your team who wants to be in that group. Does that sound good? You guys can unmute.
I love it. I think I might use the tool for myself too.
Good. Me too. Absolutely.
You can duplicate that when someone gets to SC. Okay, what's the next steps to get to SSC and to Q and to NMD? That document's fantastic, ladies. I really like it.
Awesome.
Yeah. And once we run through this first group, then I don't know how long or whatever, but we do have plans for then like a leadership group. Okay, now you're an SC. Now what do we need to do to get you into the leadership group? So we'll do that one too. And then the other thing that we're going to add with this group is sort of surprise activities, accept this challenge for today to jump your business further. So it might be live video. You need to do a live video, or I don't know, just off the top of my head. And we're going to get all the leaders involved in posting on this page. Yeah. Makes sense?
Awesome. Can't wait.
I'm so excited.
Yay, hi, Shelly.
Hi.
Good stuff. Okay, we're going to say goodbye and watch for more details and all that download, and that page will be up and running in the next 24 hours.
Sounds great. I can't wait. Look out. All these SSCs are coming.
SC and beyond. Absolutely. Awesome.
So remember, guys, to do that postcard of your story. We'll send out some, once mine's done, we can put it on in the group chat there and you guys can see it just to give you an idea.
And that's with pig monkey, like oink oink and a monkey?
No, pick.
Oh, pick. I always see that. Okay.
Yeah, that's
I'm glad you said it.
Well,
you can pick collage on your phone.
Don't Google pig monkey.
Yeah, whatever app you want to do, it doesn't matter. You do it in PowerPoint. I don't care, whatever. Just so it's whatever picture inspires you that you want on there. And then what your name, of course, somewhere, but then what are you? Are you a dental assistant? You're a police officer? You're a boss babe? Like whatever. Just get creative.